Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Here we're back for another review, not reaction. Here with the whole team, except one is missing. But you guys will find out who is missing, and it's sadly the guy that is verified. But I guess he's too big for us. He just did not want to be here. But we're here for another manga review of My Hero Academia. So let's get started. Let's hit the intro and let's have a good time. Welcome, anime lady fans. How you guys doing? LegendDVash as always, SamTheMangaMan, and right here, the JBXclusive from Careful for Spoilers here. We're here for another manga review of chapter 291. And James, as we start as always, guys, tell us your first impressions of this chapter since, the Kim Games is not here. So talk to us.
Yeah, I absolutely love this chapter because we wanted more Toya backstory. We wanted to know, why does everyone think that he died? What did Endeavor do to him? And we get most of those answers in this chapter. We know that Toya was training out in the woods, and apparently his flames were burning over 2000 degrees Celsius, which is absolutely fucking insane. We find out that his flames are even hotter than Endeavor's. There's so much that we learn about Toya, and there's still so much that we still have to learn. So I really, really enjoy this chapter. It begs a lot of questions that I can't wait to find out in future chapters. So I love this chapter a lot, man. What did you guys think?
It's a great chapter, but as always, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. As always, if you like here for the first time, and as you guys know, we're streaming our reviews and reaction. In addition, guys, if you guys chat about or what you guys thought about, we will see it and also talk about your theories as well if you guys see in the chat. But for me, I love this chapter. This chapter was amazing. It was something that I wanted because we were excited about last week's chapter. We knew as the audience, but we were waiting and excited to see what the world of My Hero, once they found out, how would the repercussion be. So that's what I want to know, and we finally got in this chapter. We saw the broadcast, the continuation. We finally saw the confirmation that his other two siblings saw it. So that's exciting to see. Not excited to see for them, but it's very depressing how they're gonna react to this now. Are they gonna go mad? Are they gonna go angry? Or are they just gonna be sad about how are they gonna feel? So I'm very happy about that. But also the reveal about Hawks as well, that was very shocking too, because something that we didn't know. We only knew fragments about Hawks as well. Like, we only knew that Hawks was a spy. He was also an agent in the department of the Hero Society. But to know that he also had a darker past, and probably another reason why he liked Endeavor. So that was pretty interesting as well.
I mean, let's go more in depth into all of this. So, since the beginning, from the first chapter of this, we learned that Toya was in the forest where Endeavor used to go to train, I guess, with Toya at the same time. During that time, to help confirm, Endeavor was probably in this agency recruiting more fire types or working wherever what he's doing, while Toya just went into the forest and I guess either train or try to get stronger, maybe try to have the eyes of his father's back. Because if you think about it, during that time, this was when Shoto was born, and probably Endeavor's put all his attentions onto Shoto, while no longer the attentions to Toya. Like, he just like in at first he had all his faith because he was his first son. He was gonna he's stronger than him in fire type. He was gonna surpass him, and he has a better chance of surpassing All Might. That was all his mental during that time. But then again, throughout the entire time in the panels, you never seen his wife. You never see the wife and the kids together. You technically blocked Toya from ever touching his sister, like literally cutting the bonds and stuff. In his own weird, sick mind, trying to use an example. I'm just not the best word to use, but I'm just trying to say he really kept the entire thing apart, and he was happy about this entire situation. But that was from his sick, ugly heart, non-emotional, all competitive, like everything and that sort of thing, and that sucks. That is terrible. That's part of the dirt sheet with Endeavor, pun our title. But
But what I'm curious to know is that at what age did Toya get lost? Because we like here doesn't say the age. So from what I could see from the first page, he looks like 8 or 9 years old.
That's what I was thinking too.
From what I'm thinking, but like because we see only a fragment of his lower jawbone was found, his body was
Mhm.
never found, and yeah, like through
I'm
all
gonna
this
guess that's where
information
his
is like
skins and burns and ashes went into that body and the whole.
correct. But what I'm curious to
Yeah.
know is like, did he hide away? Did he run away? Or did all for one get him just like he did with Shiraki? So what was it like? Who's the one that took him away? Is what I want to find out more about. Cause that's
Yeah,
Like
also
that's
whoever.
interesting
that's what I
information.
was thinking too. Like who saved Toya from the flames? Like I don't know if it was All for One directly, but
It
maybe it was
was. I
someone
don't
The
think it
working for
is.
doctor.
All for
Es-
One.
Especially when we first got first introduced to Dabi, and he was just walking into the bar and just first met Shigaraki right there and then. That's sort of the way.
But he mentioned
But
Shiraki. We don't know that all for one and Dabi had a interaction or a or like a Zoom call before. We don't know if they had that type of meeting, if anything, or maybe him as the doctor as well. We don't know because at this age of
no,
nine, you can't
remember
just
like
escape and like no police gonna see. Oh, kid, are you lost? Like
it
you can't
wasn't
just
the
escape like
doctor
that.
either because he first met the doctor when Doctor brought all the entire League of Villains into his laboratory. That was like the first meeting between Dabi and the doctor as well. Even though the doctor
Yeah,
saw that
the
Dabi
first
had the
official
potentials and
meeting,
stuff.
but he
Yeah.
could have met the doctor adjacent. You know what I mean? Like I feel
Correct.
like the doctor
Mhm.
is one of the only people that would be able to help Toya recover from those types of burns. Like, but
Yeah, like you would need like a whole burn doctor, or like the whole skin resurgent, or like like the whole stapling, because we see this a lot of staples within his skins and connection his arms. You would really need a special doctor for all the other stuff that sort of way. But like you guys said, like I'm also curious of where or who took care of Toya, who saved him during the time between the forest burning, the fire, and him getting his skin burned to Dabi that met Shigaraki from there. That's the sort of timeline we still need to see and
Correct.
where is it connecting to.
Also, to add about Toya, about his quirk and everything else, I'm glad to note that one, we know that Toya was his heat and flame was stronger than Endeavor. So
mhm.
if it's stronger than Endeavor, that means it's stronger than our boy Shoto. So that's stronger than him, and also
Hmm.
that the power of Toya, that he still had the same condition that Endeavor had, that he cannot overcome the inescapable downside of overheating, but Endeavor still nonetheless tried to raise the boy to be a hero. So as much as people could say that he's a bad father, he still had love for his kids. Not in the best execution type of ways for the love for his kids, but he still had
In
a
his
good
own
heart for
mind,
them.
in his own mind he thought he was loving his own kids,
No,
but
I
it
don't
was
think he
just
was
more of
loving
his
them.
one
Like
sided.
I
In
don't
his
think he
own one
was.
sided
He
mind, he
was
thought
loving
he
them.
was.
I think he still was loving them. It's just that he had his ambition stronger because thing is, in the next page, in page 4, he said that I thought it could be Toya that could have been the one to reach his eternal goal, and his
That
frustration.
was
Wait,
that was still
my
more of his
my envy
ambition.
and the ugliness in my heart. You could have been the one to smash it to dust. So that's also key that Endeavor, as much as he had his wife, as much as he has his kids, no love, no type of thing could have escaped the darkness in his chest, that he could have never been number one with having All Might there. So he was hoping one of his kids could erase that, so he could feel free out of his chains. That's the way I
Yeah.
see it, James.
That's the way I see it as well. And like Alex was saying in the chat, like I think in the beginning, like Endeavor loves his kids,
Yeah,
but his
Mhm.
ambition to beat All Might, to be the number one, to be the best, outweighs his love for his kids, and that's where he made his mistake. And that's why now he's trying to atone, but Toya's not gonna let him do that. Like, you're not going to atone in the shadows. The world needs to know who you really are. And I'm going to get into some Endeavor stuff real quick before
go ahead,
we
go,
move
go.
on to some other stuff in the chapter. But we've talked about many times. I never thought that Dabi was going to kill Endeavor.
Agree.
It
Mhm.
doesn't make any sense. I personally think that that's bad writing to
Mhm.
kill Endeavor, because killing Endeavor makes him a martyr. You don't do anything by killing Endeavor. By keeping him alive and destroying his life, destroying the love that the people have for him, and making Endeavor live out the rest of his days with that guilt, that's how you destroy him. Because Toya feels like his father destroyed his life, and this is how he gives that same thing back to Endeavor. He's ruining his life. He's making Endeavor look like a terrible father. Because of Endeavor's parenthood, I became a villain that murdered 30 people. He's estranged from all of his kids. His wife has been in a mental institution. This guy should not be your number one hero. Look at your number two hero. He murdered a villain in cold blood. This is not the guy. This is how you ruin Endeavor's life. After this, all of his hero agencies are going to be shut down. Endeavor can never be a hero again because regardless of what the Hero Society makes as a statement, no one will trust him. Endeavor has way too many secrets that he has kept from the public for years upon years. This is how you destroy Endeavor's legacy, by destroying everything around him and keeping him alive so that he has to grow until his old age living with this shame. And that's what Toya is doing here. Now, the thing is, how will this affect the rest of his kids? Will Natsu join Toya? Will Natsu go to look for Toya? And will Toya potentially turn Natsu into a villain, further destroying Endeavor's life? Like, this is how you defeat someone. Like with the Joker, he always says, why would I kill Batman? That destroys all of my fun. In The Dark Knight Rises, the reason why Bane doesn't kill Batman is because you don't fear death. You welcome it. You want to die. You want to become a martyr for your city. They'll make statues for you. They'll praise you. No. I am going to ruin your life and you have to live with it. That is why I never thought that Endeavor was going to die. Horikoshi is too good of a writer to do something so boring as to just kill Endeavor to make him a martyr just because Dabi's pissed off. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't work. This is how you ruin his life.
100% agree. Sam, do you have anything to counter that or agree with that?
I was gonna add a little bit more into it, but I think Alex says Dabi just said, dance with your son here in hell. That means he doesn't want to kill me because he transformed Endeavor's life in the same hell he's living. And I've mentioned this in a theory, like literally after our podcast. This is part of Horikoshi's parallel, how he made Shoto like all this made him feel his pain, have his scar in his eye and everything like now. Until his first experience. Now he's going to experience Hero Society abandoning him. They're going to like ruin his life. It's going to make his life hell in that sort of way. And that's a really not just to say, it is just desserts for Endeavor. Like all the stuff that you put into your kids and everything is literally going to like come back to you full round circle.
Wait until the world finds out why Shoto's mom is in a mental hospital. Wait until they find out that his mom poured hot water onto his eye just because she was mentally stressed, mentally broken because of what Endeavor did. This is how you ruin his life. This is how you destroy the Hero Society.
And that's what I'm curious to see, because we haven't gotten that yet in the broadcast, because not like this is a long ass broadcast, so usually broadcast is short, but this has been going on for 2 chapters, so I'm really curious to know like if this broadcast is gonna be on for like 1 more chapter, 2 more chapter, 3, to see how much information Dabi knows and how long he did this. And also shout out to Skeptic. He literally was saying like, yo, hey, pat myself on the back, I did some quick editing on the fly. He was proud of it, like, I edited this on the fly. I did this good. You know, I am proud of this. So,
dude, you know what's really funny about that? I was watching Spider-Man Far From Home last night, and Mysterio does the same thing to Spider-Man at the end. He tweaks the footage to make Spider-Man look like an even worse person to the rest of the world. So, you know, Toya is doing that to Endeavor and Hawks right now. It's insane.
James, I love how you and me think alike, because I literally had that as my... I literally had that as my supporting detail. Literally about to bring up next. He said it for me. So is exactly like that. Like Mysterio did it to prove Spider-Man that he's the one that killed him, but it was actually just it just happened. Both of them fighting and Mysterio died. But it showed that Spider-Man is the one that did it. He is the same thing. Which Dabi is a liar, because technically Dabi was not really trying to help Twice to live. He was just trying to watch. But Dabi showed and twisted the footage, make it seem like Hawks was the only one coming out for killing revenge and everything for Twice. And then Dabi was like, oh no, I come here trying to help, I fail, but look what happened. So it looked like the number 1, number 2 hero was all just bad guys in disguise, all just having skeleton in the closet, like Sam said before. So it's just really wild.
And let's talk about Hawks real quick. And Sam, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. But like, we find out that Hawks' father was a villain, murderer, and Endeavor took him down. So it's like that further shows to the public that maybe Hawks is a terrible person. Like, I just don't know how the Hero Society will be able to patch things up with the public. Like, what do you think?
I definitely agree with you, because Hawks, his whole entire like persona and mission, like even though like his face is a number 2 hero to the public, but in the backside he's a double agent. He's supposed to be a spy. He's supposed to get like do everything under the table of all the dirty stuff that a hero's not supposed to do or get caught into doing. But unfortunately, he had to be the face of number 2. He has been caught by Dabi's body cam, because I think there was a body cam that's in Dabi right now that caught them that sort of way. Like, it was like, it just so happens I have a body cam. Let me say this speech real quick. Oh, I'm here to save you. It's like, oh my god, thank you. You are my friend.
But shows how Dabi is so smart, and it was steps ahead, that knew that Hawks was a spy, knew this was gonna happen, and knew that the heroes of Endeavor and them was gonna infiltrate the whole villa and them. So he knew about it. So he had this video prep and ready. And
I mean,
adding,
even though like
we got like perfect timing.
Even though we got that all those hints, it's like, yeah, I trust nobody. Like I don't trust anybody. So I'm just gonna be doing this for the reason. And good to know, like, oh yeah, your number 2 hero killed your number 3 hero, best jeanist, in cold blood, just so that he could join our side. But yeah, try to make it as vague as possible, because this is all face value of how bad your number 2 hero is. And to also realize that when he revealed that his father was the murderer and a killer and a villain, at first you probably think in Hawks mentally, say like he's probably thinking, am I going to turn up just like my father, be like a villain, be a killer, be all the other stuff, bad stuff, just like my parent? But it was Endeavor that kind of saved him, that led him to a better direction. However, he's still like his father, where he would kill like people. He still has to work under the table. He's not a villain, but he's a hero. He's probably more cheered than really feared and respected comparison. But he still sees Endeavor as his like mentor, I guess, his like mental image of what he wants to be, not like his father. But you still have the same actions as your father, a murderer and killer.
But
that doesn't make any sense. That's not right. And that's what Dabi kind of reviewed. Like, so just because your father was a villain, your father is a villain. He killed, he murdered, and all the other stuff. Just because you killed and murdered and you're the hero, and you're the hero society, and you're number 2, that's not right. That's not right. That doesn't make any sense.
One wonder is that more curiosity is that, how does Dabi know this? How does he have access to this? Because if Dabi knows this about Hawks, does this mean that they actually went through the same training when they're young as well?
I mean, I think the Liberation Army seemed to have a lot of network and some resources and stuff, and there's a chance that he himself just use it by himself when nobody really knows.
Correct. He could use the access of them, and like, hey, I have access to everything with the media, through the cops and everything. That, okay, cool, I'm gonna just go dance around, do some little tech, and probably did some search. He probably did that. But I'm glad that we see Hawks, and we see our boy Takayami, and it looks like they're hearing the information as well. So that's why our boy Takayami has that faith, like, wait, what? So he's probably shocked about that as too.
But at least Hawks has proof with the recording of the whole entire speech of what is going on. However, that's still not right. He still has a recording of the speech and everything. Like, I told him to do not resist, give up, and we can help change you. We gave him the whole Batman speech. I don't want to kill you. I don't want to beat you up. I don't want to like put you in arrest. I want to help you. You're actually the most, probably the good conscious person out of the entire group. I just want to help you. Maybe we can change. We can help each other in that sort of way.
Dabi knows that none of that matters. With all of this information out there, the people are going to make their own speculations. They're going to follow their own theories. And this is something that comes back to real life. People take to heart whatever they see on Twitter. It's like, well, I saw it on Twitter, so it's real. Right? And they don't do any further research.
Nope.
Once they come up with their own theories, their own ideas, they don't pay attention to the news. So even if the Hero Society even tries to, I don't want to say make excuses, but even if they try to prove the contrary to everything that Dabi says, it doesn't matter anymore. They
Nope.
have their own thoughts now because of all of this footage that they've seen, and the hero society is going to take a huge hit.
And plus
Only
to
the
add,
first shocking, explosive news is what everybody always remembers. Never the second, never the proof, and never anything else.
to that, so in my hero, from what we know, there's no type of religion. Their religion is the heroes. It's the faith as the number one in the rankings. That is their faith in heroes. That's what is the religion is. And right now, Dabi just broke their religion for the kids, for the teachers, for the people that believe in the heroes that could come and save them. There is a cry for help. If the cops can't save you as the heroes, but guess what? Dabi just broke that of what Sam and Jim just said. They just, no matter what Hawks has, that recording, no matter what Blue Jeanist is alive right now, they're not watching that. The broadcasters, the news is not nearby to watch what's going on. They're looking at the other city of what Makia did. So they're not looking at the current news. They're just seeing the broadcasting that Skeptic hack. So they don't know that Blue Jeans alive, came for the W, came for the save. So right now, we're just saying that the whole faith of religion of heroes is broken by the next generation, because they were screaming at the TV saying this is a lie. And even when Toya said
Even if
this
it's a
right now,
lie,
Endeavor said, no, Toya's dead. Take that back. That is despicable lie. And that's when Endeavor and Shoto even knows that they're just right now can't believe it because they're in shock.
Dude, you
Well-
brought up such a good point, because the heroes are going to be blamed for the destruction in the city. Why
Mhm.
do we have all of these top heroes that can't do their job to stop these villains? And then on
Uh-huh.
top of that, they're going to think that they're going to speculate that maybe they let it happen because they're actually villains. Because of everything that Dabi has put out to the news, maybe the rest of the world sees Endeavor and Hawks as villains, and maybe they'll see that they were working for the bad guys. So they let the city be destroyed. Like, people will just let their minds run on
Mhm.
anything, dude. Like, it's crazy. And that's what Dabi is hoping for. He's going to give the people all of this information.
Give them doubt.
And exactly, put doubt into their minds, like Inception. All he needs to do is put the idea into their minds, and your brain is just going to keep working on that, making you think that it's your idea, and that's what's going to destroy everything that we know.
And plus,
Mhm.
people already had that doubt, like Sam just said. And to add to what James is, people already had that doubt, because you know what happened about the second or third arc in My Hero? Stain said it to the people, into the news, that there's no true hero. The only true hero is All Might. And they even told Endeavor, they even told other heroes that they're all fake heroes because they're here just to have the popularity, just
Clout,
here
bro.
for the clout.
Yeah.
They're already here.
Yep.
And Stain said it. And not what Dive just said. Dabi just put a mic drop and literally exploded. It literally just put the whole religion of the hero in chaos.
Drop the pipe bomb. Yeah.
He literally dropped a pipe bomb.
Like Alex is saying in chat right now, he thinks that Best Jeanist being alive is going to turn the tables. I agree with you, but I
But not
don't know
enough.
by how much.
Yeah.
How much. Best Jeanist being alive is great, because that then proves that Hawks didn't do anything. And if Best Jeanist and Hawks can get together and just tell the world, hey, I
This was
was
the plan.
undercover to try to stop this liberation front from doing everything. The only reason why the heroes have a leg up on this attack is because of my infiltration. But that doesn't stop what everyone's going to think about Endeavor.
Correct.
It's not going to stop anything else.
Ooh,
So
that
it's like,
goosebumps right
sure, Best Jeanist may become the new number one hero, but that doesn't change what happens to Hawks, what happens to Endeavor, how the police are going to view the heroes. That doesn't change that much.
Yep, I definitely agree with you, because it's not like the government or whoever that Hawks is working for is going to reveal the tape recording of proving his own innocence. They wouldn't want to. They would hold that for themselves. And I'm probably sure the only person that knows the real truth is Tokoyami. There's a moment when like Tokoyami is trying to have him escape. Hawks whispered something to his ear, like, "I did what I did
Sam's
because
doing good with bringing things back.
Yeah.
I remember this. I can
But
remember
he's
this."
just a student. Who's going to listen to him?
And he was like crying emotionally. You're gonna be okay. It's not your fault. It's really not your fault. I'm gonna take you away. The thing is, like, Hawks, he can prove his innocence, but the people he's working for will never help him prove it,
Because
he's too strong of a soldier. He's their best soldier. They will not get rid of him just like that. Just
He
to
won't be
prove
a
the
hero
whole
anymore,
innocence
though.
But like, at least he has more freedom. The problem is he's gonna be mentally. Hawks is gonna be like, I'm gonna be just like my own father. I'm just gonna be like my own man. Like, if I'm not the hero, then I'm no more than like a vigilante or a villain just like him. And
plus-
like, that's gonna destroy him mentally.
And
I feel like.
to add what you're saying, Dreamwalker, I see what you're saying that if Blue Genius don't die, Hori is such a good writer that he will not bring Blue Genius just to have him die during this event. He came in for the redemption, just like James says, that we come here just for Blue Genius to help them retreat, because that's what Blue Genius is here to come them and help them retreat. Both sides are gonna retreat, because even I forgot the guy with the mask of the League of Villains, the guy with the mask,
Majestic or something like that.
maybe.
Yeah, I think
don't
it's
know.
Majestic. Yeah.
Yeah,
Majestic.
but the guy mask, like he said, "Yo, Shigaraki, wake up because Maki needs an order." So for him to go and move, Shigaraki needs to do something. So they need to retreat and get away from this. So both sides will retreat. Blue Genius need to meet up with Endeavor, Hawks, and get all the heroes to get out. And that's when Blue Genius is gonna do what James said: have the Hawks and everything talk to News. Because what happened back with the students and what happened back with Eraserhead, where they had to talk with the News, and and plus Eraserhead had to bow down his head, say it's his fault. Once again, this is gonna happen, but on a grander scale. Endeavor is gonna be on the front line and speak his mind. Will
He
it
has
go
to
well?
step down, dude.
Will-
He has to
will-
step down.
Will it go well for him? Who knows? But his family, his reputation, his agency is all f up now. Will he get any money? His house? Who knows? It's just all.
Compress.
It's just as much as we could theorize. We don't know where Ho's gonna take it.
I was gonna his name Alex. Thank you for the name, Mr. Compress.
Thank you.
Compress. Yes, that is yes. Compress,
And
thank you.
to help answer your question, Edshot, if you recall, he was with Mount Lady trying to stop Yuga Makia. If you could, he was trying to have Defiance in his legs, but it didn't work. Makia just kind of
We
swept
don't
all
know
of them.
any of those are alive. We know that Mount Lady.
Yeah, we don't know if they're
Edshot,
alive, but the last
And
time we
then
saw them, they got swept.
And plus, even the wood guy, Wood Kamai, I think is his name.
Kamui.
Yeah, Kamai. Yeah, I'm curious about him. But James,
So I have a wild theory for you guys.
speak.
It's a wild theory. I don't know if this is going to happen. This is just a wild theory. But I think in the next chapter, they're going to retreat. But I think Best Jeanist is going to capture Dabi. I don't
yeah,
think
I
think Best Jeanist is going to capture him
because Dabi's
and put
kind
him
of
in
done.
prison.
Because
Because
Dabi's kind of done. He doesn't
exactly,
really have
his job is
anything
done.
after more.
He doesn't care about doing anything else. He has officially and completely ruined Endeavor's life.
Oh my
There's
god,
nothing
that
else
makes
for him to do.
That makes
So
a lot of
could
sense.
Best Jeanist?
It's
Go
like
ahead, Sam, go
Joker
ahead.
in it's like Joker in Arkham Asylum kind of situation
Yeah,
right
it
now.
doesn't matter anymore. Like he did what he set out to do, which was to destroy Endeavor's entire legacy. He doesn't care about anything else. But again, it's just a wild theory. I don't know if it'll actually happen. I think maybe they'll all escape, but I think it would be cool because I mean we do see that Best Jeanist had Dabi wrapped up in his
Mhm.
threads.
Yeah.
So could Makia take Shigaraki and get everyone else away and escape, and then the heroes keep Dabi and put him in prison? I don't know. Chat, what do you guys think? Let me know.
To help defend it, I think the other League of Villains will see that as like, he's like, oh my god, I took our friend. We're gonna have to do a whole prison break for him. At least, while doing that, they could probably get their modern #1 people who question society staying out, because he's gonna have to be in the same hospital or mental hospital or prison that they're gonna both Dabi and Stain is going to be in the same place. So, it kills two stones, if you ask me.
Yeah.
To help better defend Endeavor and Shoto's belief that Dabi is Toya, because Toya was down to use Flash Fire Fist. And if you recall, during the second page, you said, like, teach me your most ultimate move. And this was Flash Fire Fist. And in this situation, Toya doesn't really care if he gets burned. He doesn't mind anymore. I think he's long gone from feeling ever pain anymore, but this pain that he got from his own father. So,
but I'm happy to see him, not in a weird way, but I'm happy to see him shirtless in the broadcast, because we see how much more of his body is burnt. Because I think that's the first time we see his body full upper. To see,
And that's so important. Look what my father did to me. This is Endeavor's fault.
That's what
This is all because of him.
Literally, his whole right arm is gone. He has, I think, probably one of his nipples and everything, like his chest there, and literally his whole abdominals gone there. So to show, and then literally what Sam said, he don't care about his body anymore. Since now he's finally got what he wanted.
This is
he literally
it. He got what he wanted.
Flash Fire Fist, prominence. He
can
do
literally,
the best move
if he
right
wants to, he could die happy right now or take his father with him. But he's not gonna do that.
But then
Hori's not gonna let that. Yeah.
But then to add what Sam said, for Blue Jeanist to actually stop in the middle of the Flash Fire prominence and stop him in mid burn with
Mid-
all that
yeah,
gene. I
yeah.
mean, with all that strength.
Scars
That's
and burn, yeah.
yeah, well, that's called scale, and he was ready for it. Blue Genius was ready and knew what he had up and coming for this battle.
For sure. I mean, at least
Yeah.
this is the only we only get that one small panel of Dabi shocked when he first saw Blue Genus, but we know like okay, you have a wrench in your plan right now. Yeah, you Hawks did not kill Genius, but he still killed twice. He's still a hero that kills, and in the society world, you can't have a hero to kill, and
Yeah, and
especially
that's
in the public.
I was just gonna say that's the other thing too, right? Like, because for me, everything always goes back to comics. Like when I think about this, I think about Batman White Knight. The
Mhm.
Joker successfully proved to the world that Batman is just as fucking crazy as him. This guy should be locked up. Not just me. We should both be locked up. This dude is nuts. And that's what Dabi's doing right now. He's ruining the reputation of Endeavor, of the entire hero society. So it doesn't really matter what he does after this point. It doesn't matter.
And plus,
It
what
doesn't.
I love that he said, "Hey, if you don't believe that me and him are the same blood, guess what? I got the blood test already. I tested it, so we good." So like he said, it's 99% match
public.
between or the DNA and everything. So if you need proof, I got to proof for you. So he had everything planned in case people was questioning, in case people were wondering. He had it planned so nobody
Even
could doubt it.
even to his own father's face. You know what? I'm willing to give up some blood. Hey, next further, I'll give up some skin. I'll give up some flesh
Yeah.
and blood to tell you right now. I was like, I don't care anymore. You seen all these scars? You see all my burns? You think a little bit more is gonna affect me anymore? Like, no. I mean, I'll still blame you for this either way.
Yo,
So,
yeah, that comment in the live chat. You saw that?
Yeah.
Nice one. Nice one,
want to say
guys.
that though?
I just hope his D did not get burned. I'll just say that once.
Uh,
That's all. But
I mean, I
was
know
thinking
that would drive me crazy.
I know, right? Like every time I try to put it in, it burns. But hey, hey. But-
oh,
But in honesty, the chat was also saying, and we haven't brought it up about the mom. The mom is still watching this. The mom is still seeing this. I'm curious to know because the chat said, what happened if she uses a quirk and burns the? I'm sorry, not burns the place, ice the place. Because if you have seen, again, like we've been bringing out through the whole stream, the comics. If you have seen the guy, the evil villain, Mr. Freeze, his wife is also an ice lady in some of the comics, and it depends on the type of iteration, but his wife is also an ice person. So, and when she gets stressed, the place gets ice without her noticing. This could also happen, could be for Shoto's mom, without her noticing. Within the
a
stress.
strong ice type. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
She's
out
been
of
in a
every-
mental institute for so long, and this could just ignite it. She could just ice the place, and nobody could get in without one of the kids coming to see her or something. So it could go either way for the mom as well. You know, God forbid, or anything like that.
Yeah, out of everything that's happening right now, I am most concerned about how Natsu
And
and their mom is going to take this news. Because once this goes public and they find out about them, it's going to be even worse, especially when they find out about the mom. Like, she was finally starting to recover. Finally. And this is going to destroy her because I feel like she finally accepted that Toya was dead. Now to find out her son is still alive. He is a high-ranking general in the League of Villains. He's murdered 30 innocent people,
Her
and
husband
he's trying to destroy
put
the
into
hero
this
society.
position.
Exactly, and my
the-
husband did this.
And like he also explained what your husband, my father did to me as well during this entire actions, which I think is gone, and it's still within the mental. I don't think any of them would still feel as badly hurt as Dabi or Toya did, because if you recall from last chapter, he cried every training, every fight, even though that was seen this entire chapter. He was kind of happy in Endeavor's perspective and face, always smiling, always ready to train and stuff. That wasn't Toya. Toya was upset. He was crying. He was feeling pain. He went to his little brother for help. He was crying to his little brother. Thinking about this way, you're the eldest son, and you go to your little brother for like help for emotional issue. There was no one to help him. And that was the whole effect of what was going inside Toya's mind. And I guess it finally snapped to the point where like I can't do this anymore. The forest, burn it down. He was probably at a stage in his life where he was about to end his own life. And I guess at this point it didn't go through. it just happens that he got saved, or it just didn't like fall through. It's insane. It's
And,
Yeah,
so
and
psychologically insane.
and I
and
also think that that Toya just thought that Endeavor abandoned him. It's like, well, you thought I was dead, you didn't come look for me, and you just made more kids. And now that you have Shoto, you have everything that you wanted, you got the perfect combination of quirks, so you definitely don't need
but
to look for me anymore because you
but
got everything that you ever wanted.
but he doesn't
Hmm.
know that, because if he knew,
Exactly.
because Endeavor went always to the room, pray, and play, look at the memorial and everything. He always thought about his son Toya, like his firstborn, but Toya doesn't know that. Only
Hmm.
Shoto, and plus Deku just found this out and everything. So Deku also hinders, half, dead and everything, all all damaged up. But I want to add, James, to your theory. I like what you said about Natsuo, because remember when Deku and plus Baku went over the house, everyone was there to eat except Natsuo. So
Hmm.
Natsuo still has that, not unforgiven for his father, but still has
Hate.
that slight
Yeah.
hatred for his father. So he could turn to the bad side, like you say. Like maybe he would be like, "Hey, let me go find my older
Well,
brother, because I need to see him. See how he's doing. Like, yo, what's up?
if you
What
also
happened? Come back to
remember
the family."
Natsuo, but then if you also remember Natsu also saw his father go to him to save, and while the other, well, Deku, Bakugo, and Toko, Choto went to stop the villain and save the
Still,
civilians
but
and stuff.
the dad doesn't
But
heal
no,
that fast.
no, like of course that's what I'm trying to say. But like at least we know that he can see that Endeavor's trying to change, where he cares about his kids now. But what I was also gonna say, how bad Endeavor is. Endeavor is the example of a pro hero pushing their agendas and heroes onto their own children. Maybe Toyo never wanted to be the hero. He never wanted to go into this hero business, but he pushed the agenda onto him to help like go on to go be a pro hero to further on by training him, almost
Oh,
like torturing him, abusing him, and all that stuff like
I don't
that.
know. I think the opposite. I think Toya definitely wanted to become a hero, but I feel like he felt abandoned by his father.
I don't know. Like
But who knows?
no proof or nothing really shows me that Dabi want or Toya wanted to be a hero, and
it's
this
not
was
that.
like
I have to be with James here. I disagree with you in that aspect, because Toya seemed like he was excited to just hang out with his father and be a hero. But also,
he just wanted to be with his father. He just wanted
but
some father son time.
but at the same time, we don't know Toya's background and perspective. This is only a snippet of what we see. We don't know his perspective if he want to be a hero as well. So I can't really agree or disagree with you fully on that.
Yeah, it really could be either or. Because I
Hmm.
mean, on the other side, I could agree with you, Sam. Like, it could
Because like
be that he
because we know
wanted
that
to become a
he
great hero just to impress his dad because he wanted to be, within his dad's life. You know what I mean? So it
yeah, I
could
could
be
see like
that.
it could be that too. Because like how I'm seeing Endeavor's other two kids where didn't care about them, didn't have the abilities I have, did not want to train them. So they can have their own personal life. And that's why the older sister's a teacher, what we see now, and Natsu's a student. Like they get to have their own life, not having to be the hero and not full on training and stuff. And but the first son who has the same powers, pushed the agenda of him to be just like him, to be a hero, being out in the society in the world. But we don't know if that's what he really wanted. Toya, we never really understand of how much the Toya wanted is, but everything of what Endeavor wanted in this entire series so far.
Well, I see the chat said it, and I think I read this page in the reaction or something, but I did not notice it. But when this was happening in page 12 and 13, when he was saying anyone witnessing all this would have to be stupid to not lose faith, right? And all this happening. Next page is when Shoto was telling everybody, what to do, since he's the best one condition. He called his father actual father, and he don't say that much, and he's also crying. The crying part I
Mm-hmm.
didn't notice, but I didn't see him actually saying screaming father, here he comes. Like as
Yeah, on
much.
page 14, he's
Yeah.
crying.
And like we must protect Deku and the others. And Hado and I will fight. Get moving. We gotta protect it. We're about to rest later. Like he goes to one in command, and I'm glad he did this because he was the best one in condition to do this. And to see my boy Deku and Baku in the next panel right there, it shows that goddamn this is really going on right now in the middle of all this. Like that's
Because
insane.
he's seeing someone that faced the next level of abuse that he of him, exactly the same abuse, but he took it even further
Yeah, like
onto
family
Toya.
drama.
And now like even though that Shoto never really knew Toya, because like they're kind of like separate from their life, or he was probably an infant or probably like a little baby. He's like, even though you're my brother, I can't accept you as you're my brother. You just, this is just face value of, we might be brother in blood, but I can't just, you can't just be my entire family brother just like that, just because the blood tested proof from what you're saying, your same moves right now. It's just different than family. At least Shoto can snap out of it in command, but never. I think he's done. I think he's done for the rest of the fight. An
Yeah, I
arc.
agree, man. I mean, he's been trying to atone for his mistakes for so long, and then to find out that his essentially one of his greatest failures turned into a villain that murdered 30 people. Like, he loved his son. He didn't want him to die, you know what I mean? Like, to see this happen, like, Endeavor's absolutely broken. Like, I don't see Endeavor recovering from any of this for a long time, dude, honestly.
You said it exactly in the chat as well. Alex said it perfectly. Shota is trying to pull himself together. Meanwhile, Endeavor is completely broken. Perfectly said, and it's so true because right now, Deco and them, Eraserhead, the guy of the water, all of them are in horrible condition. The only one that could actually move is Hado and my boy Shoto. They're the ones that could actually give the best command. And plus Ida, but right now Ida has to pick the other people up, and just carry them out. So the best thing to do things against Makia, but then Blue Jeanist comes, so I'm very excited for the next week chapter. Sorry, not next week, 2 weeks chapter. So
Yeah.
it's very exciting because we're on break next week. It's very curious to know because it was not planned, but it was stated because there's a reason for it. So very curious to know if it's something for Jump Festa or something within
Maybe Jump Festa, yeah.
within the series
I know
for that.
Yeah. And like we already know that Blue Jeans has a lot of spool left. Well, he just started. He just came in. He
Yeah,
brought
he
his
has
whole tons of
One, two,
gene
three,
spool.
four canisters. Four canister of
And like these things are heavy. These are like tons. These
Actually, there's 5 of them. Yeah.
I don't know if they can. I don't know if that's enough to restrain Makia. But I think if they want a better shot, try to capture everybody else, especially Shigaraki. But I don't know if that's enough to stop Makia. Like,
It's definitely not. I think everyone escapes, and if anyone gets captured, it'll be Dabi. But I mean, we'll see, man. I don't know.
James, I like it there. I can't wait to see.
Yeah,
I
think that's it too.
It's a good, interesting thing because that means that Endeavor showed to the family can actually see him, Dabi, and talk to him. And Dabi was like, I don't care about you, and just burn the place, or who knows what it is. Very curious on how it's gonna go. And
I don't think he's gonna do anything. It's like his job is done. His job is done. Because if he wanted to hurt anyone, he would have just done it already. What he wanted to do is to break the mental state of Endeavor and Shoto, and to destroy the hero society within the general population. And he's already done that. He doesn't care about the League. He doesn't care about Shigaraki and what Shigaraki wants to do. All he wanted to do was to break his father, and he's done that. So if he does get arrested, I think he's done. I think he just doesn't care anymore. But we will see. Horikoshi's a great writer, and I can't wait to see what he does.
And that's exactly what you said, because after all this, what happened with Miracle, Twice, Toga, Hogs, Deku, Shiraki, the whole one for all versus all for one, everything that's been happening within the past less than 40 chapters is what Dreamwalker said, the aftermath. I'm curious to know what's the aftermath, the conclusion of this arc. What's the next 10 chapters after this are going to be? The whole news, the broadcast, the students, Eraserhead. He can't use his quirk no more because of the eyes, because he's been doing this so much. Eerie, All Might, like what's all these conversations going to be with our next characters? Hawks, his wings, Miracle, her arms, her legs, all these type of things going to be happening. The whole League of Villains with Shiraki, he's being incomplete. The doctor being captured, all these things still need to be answered and need to be sought out. Where is the aftermath? And that's what I'm curious about.
Yeah, dude.
So any last minute thoughts, theories, discussions?
Because I'm trying to like look back of when the talk between Hawks and Dabi together. Like, I mean, even if Twice died, my goal is just delayed the inevitable. Maybe he does have another goal in mind or an agenda or something. Yeah, who knows? But I feel like James is right, where he's gonna be the one that gets captured, and then just be in the hospital mentally, and like every time you see and never meeting up with Toya, just going into the same hospital. It's just gonna be that moment of almost like the Hannibal Lecter, like "Hello, Clarice," like "Hello, Dad."
Yeah, that's how I'm thinking about it. But everything you said, Miguel, like there's just so much to wrap up in this arc literally everything that you said. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I just want to know what happens in 292. I want to see how everyone's going to retreat, if anyone's going to be captured, and again, literally everything you just said. What's going to happen with the rest of the League of Villains? What's going to happen with Hawks, Tokiyami? Like, there's just so much going on, and I can't wait to see where it goes. Horikoshi, I love you. You are an amazing writer. Thank you for making my hero.
So with that said, guys, any last minute notes to add, Sam? Because James said it perfectly. Sam, you wanna add anything before we go?
No, let's end it there. No, we're gonna end the video from there. Yeah.
All right. So guys, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, my heroes on break next week. So if you guys want to catch up to our old reviews, see our old theories, if we mentioned something before to add, thank you guys for watching, liking the video, subscribing, press the bell notification, join our Discord server. We're there all the time. So we appreciate all the feedback that you guys give us and the support you guys give us. Thank you guys for watching the stream as well. We gladly appreciate it. Thank you guys. See you guys next time in the chat. We'll talk to you more in the Discord server, and see you guys in a bit for Chainsaw Man as well. Me and Sam only. See you guys on the next one.
Peace.